Hello, it's your boy Davidoff and welcome back to Movie Monday and the finale. Yes, the finale of my Batman movie marathon. We're sticking just to live action and there's 4 movies left. The plan was episode 3 Dark Knight Trilogy, episode 4 Batman v Superman. But instead, doing all 4 in one video. So this will be the finale and then there'll be another marathon coming probably next week. So I'm not going to say what it is yet, but there's another marathon coming next week. So anyway, yeah, the Dark Knight Trilogy first, then Batman v Superman will be this episode, and that'll be the end of this mini marathon basically. I got them all on Blu-ray, got all 4 of them on Blu-ray, but not watching on Blu-ray. There's a reason for that. My living room's a mess at the moment because I'm about to rearrange it. Not now, but I'm going to rearrange it completely. So because of that, it's a bit of a mess, and I just can't just sit on my sofa now at the moment. So I thought, you know what? I haven't just got the Blu-ray version. I got digital as well for all of them too. So I just thought, you know what? Watch on my laptop because, well, I got the digital. I bought it, so I have it. It came with the damn Blu-rays. So yeah, still good quality, just not as good as a Blu-ray, but still watching the damn movies. For BVS, the last one, I'll be watching the 3-hour version, the Ultimate Edition, which is much better than the original version. So just so you know. But yeah, this movie's get longer as you go along. The first one's 2 hours 20, then 2.5, then 2:44, then 3 hours. So kind of mad, but I do like all of them. I do love the Dark Knight Trilogy is what got me into superheroes and got me into Batman. I became a fan of Batman because of this trilogy. This story arc for Batman in this trilogy is my favorite story arc of anything. I love it. It's just so damn good to watch, and I just can't wait to just dive right into this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Like, it's gonna be nostalgia. I watched them all for the first time in 2012 as well, so that was a mad year. Avengers came out as well. Like, that was the year for me where I became like a superhero fan through the movies. The Dark Knight Trilogy and Avengers just did so much for me. So yeah, once again, looking forward to diving into that. And BVS as well. Like, a lot of people hate it. I don't hate it. Even at the start on day 1, I gave a 7 out of 10 rating. Like, I've never hated the movie. I thought it was fine. I thought there were a lot of great things about it. So I can't wait to get to that as well. So this will be a good episode. This will be a good video, I think. So I'm going to watch the first 2 right now on the same night, and then get to the rest later on in the week, and you'll get them all in the same video. So let's do this. So I love Batman Begins. It's one of my favorite origin stories. It's a great introduction to Batman in this franchise. In this trilogy. It's a great storyline in general, but yeah, this is just a great start, and I just really love it. I love the cast as well, the villains, the way they introduce Batman when he finally gets revealed as well. When you get his full reveal, it's just so awesome, and there's some cool fight scenes, and yeah, I just love it. And the score, like, it's the whole trilogy really. The whole trilogy has such an epic score. The music is unreal. It has one of the best soundtracks of any movie ever. Like, the best soundtracks usually involve Hans Zimmer, and he composed this as well. He is so damn good. He is majestic with his music. I don't know how he does it, but he is a damn genius, and he did a great damn job on this. Christopher Nolan, Hans Zimmer, brilliant combination. It's just perfect. It just worked, you know. Inception as well, another example of fantastic soundtrack. But yeah, I love this movie. I think it's underrated as well, even though a lot of people say it's good anyway. I think like it's not far off The Dark Knight in my opinion. Like, I genuinely think it's that good. For me, the main reason The Dark Knight is better is the Joker. The Joker makes The Dark Knight that level above what Batman Begins is for me. For me, that's the separation. For me, the Joker makes that difference. Aside from that, Batman Begins is not far off in my opinion. I think Batman Begins is great. And it's just one of the best. Like, if I was to rank superhero movies, it'd be my top 3 probably. Top 3 of The Dark Knight. Like, I love it that much. The Dark Knight's #1 though for me. #1, easily. But yeah, this is just a great origin story, and I love it. Also, another thing, I listened to a podcast on Cinecast, and they were talking about like possible crossovers that will probably never happen, but like ideas that you can put into superhero movies. And one of them mentioned a Batman horror movie, and I was thinking that could really work, because there's a scene in Batman Begins, right, where it's the shipment scene, so the first like proper action scene when he's Batman, when he first gets revealed, when his full suit is revealed, and he picks people off one by one on the docks, and it's pretty scary. It's brutal. He just picks people off just so suddenly, comes out of the shadows, and they don't know where he is, like where he's coming from, and next thing you know, he's behind them, and he just takes them all out. Like, that would be terrifying for the people that are being taken out. And I just thought, a horror movie like that would be awesome. Like, you can make a really good Batman horror movie. Let's say there's a group of criminals who are they've done a heist or whatever, and eventually they're stranded, or I don't know, just a random storyline where a scenario where Batman can come in and pick them all off. If you can film a movie like that from the perspective of the criminals, and you see them getting picked off one by one, that would be a damn good horror movie for Batman. It really would. It would be like Predator or Alien. Like they said that in the podcast I was watching as well, I was listening to. They mentioned that, like an Alien style Batman movie where he picks them off one by one, and it would really work because he's scary. He's scary to criminals. I just think that'd be an awesome idea, but they'll never do it because, you know, he's Warner Brothers' golden boy. They're not going to take too many risks with him. They're going to do what they want to do with him. They're not going to like make him not family friendly, are they? He's not family friendly really, but you know, they still want to make him available for general audiences. They're not going to like make an R-rated horror movie out of Batman. They're not going to do it. But I wish they did. I really wish they did. But he's such a big character that they won't. But still, you know, it would be an awesome concept. They made Brightburn. Brightburn's an evil Superman story. It's not actually Superman, but it's if he was evil. So they did that. If they can, like, if the Brightburn universe wants to make a Batman style one as well, then I would be on board. I'd be on board. Anyway, yeah. The Dark Knight is up next. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I love the tease to the Joker in Batman Begins at the end. It's very subtle but so effective. So The Dark Knight is nothing short of a damn masterpiece. It's just epic. It's a damn masterpiece. It's so damn good, and I just love it. The Joker is the main reason for it as well, but in general the ending was just amazing. And yeah, for me it's the best superhero movie. It's my favorite movie ever. Not the best movie, I don't think. Best superhero movie for me, but in terms of like all movies, it's probably top 5 at least for me. Like for me, it's that good. It sets the bar so high. Like I would like to see a Batman movie be as good as that, but I'm not sure. But hopefully, the Batman coming up in 2021 is as good as this or better. I'm just hoping for it. I think it's possible. I think it is. But yeah, I forgot to mention about the villains of the first 2 movies. They have a good track record in this trilogy of good villains. Ra's al Ghul, Scarecrow, Harvey Dent, Joker. They did them really well. And Bane as well. I liked Bane, which we'll get to in the next movie. But yeah, also, speaking of villains, Mr. Reese. If you've seen The Dark Knight, you might know Mr. Reese. Apparently, there's a theory that he's the Riddler. He's not actually the Riddler in this movie, but there's a theory that he is the Riddler. Mr. Reese. Mysteries. Get it? Mysteries, Mr. Reese. Maybe I'm reaching here. I got it from Google as well. I got it from like Reddit or something. Some Reddit post. But it does kind of make sense at times that he is the Riddler. That would be cool if that was actually the case. Apparently there was a rumor that DiCaprio was supposed to be in the trilogy as the Riddler. So, you know, Nolan loves hiring DiCaprio, Cillian Murphy, and Tom Hardy, Christian Bale as well. Those 4 men, Christopher Nolan, if he wants to direct something, he hires at least one of those guys. They're great actors, to be fair. They have a good track record, so why wouldn't you? And when they have Hans Zimmer on board as well, it's just like it's a perfect combination. I love it. But yeah, there's so many good parts in The Dark Knight. We'd be here all day if I mentioned all of them, but the highlights, how I got these scars, those two speeches from the Joker, they're so chilling. Two different stories. It's just so chilling. I do wonder sometimes, like, was either one true? I have no idea, but Joker's performance in this movie was crazy. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger. I don't know if he got to did he ever get to see any part of the movie aside from him acting in it? I have no idea, but yeah, it's tragic what happened to him. So rest in peace for sure. The interrogation scene was exquisite. That was just amazing. Every time I see that scene, it gives me chills. And every time like the Dark Knight theme song plays, it gives me chills. When Batman takes down the SWAT team in the building in the finale, that was really cool as well. That was a really cool Batman sequence. I do enjoy the fight scenes and action scenes, chase scenes in these movies, although I kind of wish they were better. What I mean by that is the fist fights, the choreography. It's good, it's just that I wish it was more like the BVS Batman fighting. You know what I mean? Like more skilled combat, because Batman is an expert in combat. He's mastered like every form of martial arts. So he should have more skill than he has in The Dark Knight. But, you know, I can let that slide because it's still great. But still, you know, I kind of want to see a Batman who can show more fighting skill and also can do more detective work, because he's the world's greatest detective, and they don't really do him that much as a detective enough in Batman movies. So that's another thing I would like to see in 2021. The Dark Knight Rises is easily the weakest movie of the trilogy, and that's not to hate on it, but I think it's true. I think it's easily the weakest. I think it doesn't hit the levels of the first two movies, but I still think it's good. I still think it's really good. I think it delivers what it's meant to deliver the most, and that is a great ending. And for me, it's a great, compelling, fantastic ending, in my opinion. I just love the ending montage to it, the climax to the battle. I love that. I love the last half an hour or so of the movie. That was the best part of the movie, really, by far. There's a lot of issues before that, though, but still, I did love it still. I love all three movies, really. And it didn't just deliver an ending. It also had some good fight scenes. Especially, like I did mention, actually, this is not at the ending, but the fight between Bruce and Bane, the first fight in the sewers, that was a really good fight. Like, that was interesting, had some good dialogue in it as well, and there was no music playing either, so you can tell the stakes were high, and this was like a Batman who's weaker, who's not been there for like 8 years, and Bane took advantage of that, obviously, broke his back. But yeah, that was a really like intense, dark fight. And the second fight they had with all the police force against all of Bane's army, that was epic as well. And you get to see Batman in the daytime as well, which is what you don't normally see nowadays. I liked Tom Hardy as Bane. I liked Catwoman. I did like the Talia twist. I didn't like the fact that Bane was just working for her. I preferred Bane in charge, but I did like the twist that she was Talia. I like it more now because now I know who Talia is. I know more about her. I don't know that much before, like at that time, because I don't read comics. But now I know Talia more. I like that twist even more now. But yeah, Bane, I liked Bane. He was cool, and I liked the fight scenes. Oh yeah, that chase scene near the start, where Batman returns when they're chasing Bane. That was an awesome chase scene. I did love that, and then he leaves in the Batwing as well, which is a cool looking thing. So yeah, there's a lot of good things about this movie. A lot of good things. It's just that there's a lot of plot points that they just aren't as good. But still, you know, like I still loved the movie. And the ending was great. It was emotional, it was compelling, it was fantastic. And also, it leaves you with a question, like, is Bruce actually alive or not? And it does question that. There's a lot of people who I've heard who said he's definitely dead. Others have said he's alive. For me, he's alive. For me, he's alive. For me, when Alfred went to that holiday place and he saw Bruce and Selina, for me, that was real. In my opinion, that was real. And also, what confirms that for me is there was a scene at the end in the montage where they said that the autopilot was fixed 6 months ago by Bruce Wayne. Alright, they said the autopilot was broken during the movie. Then at the end they said it was fixed by Bruce. That's enough proof for me, damn it. That's enough proof for me to think he's definitely alive. He's Batman, so he jumped out somewhere. But still, you know, I still loved it, and I think it's just a great ending. And I'm glad they never went back to it. I'm glad there's no sequels to it. I'm glad they just left it as that trilogy. For me, that's great. Beginning, middle, end. Perfect. Done. Leave it alone. Want to make more Batman? Then start a new franchise. But yeah, I loved it. I loved the ending. It's just that it's not as good as the other two, but I still love it. Oh yeah, and the Robin twist as well. That was a good twist too. That Blake was actually Robin at the end. That was a cool little twist there. And then he found the Batcave as well. So I assume based on that he becomes the new Batman or whatever. I have no idea. I have no idea, but I'm glad it's a closed book. I'm glad it's just done like that. They were actually gonna, I think they were planning on a sequel actually with him in the lead role, but it never happened. I think so anyway. But still, yeah, that's it. And there's one more left, Batman v Superman. Now this is a crossover movie, a team-up movie sort of, but it has his origin in it. His name's on there first. He's introduced into that movie for the first time in that universe. For me, that counts as a Batman movie, in my opinion. It introduces him. Like, I know it introduces Wonder Woman as well. It's also a Superman movie. It's a sequel to Man of Steel as well, and it's also setting up a new universe, setting up Justice League as well. But still, I still classify it as a Batman movie still, because of how much Batman is in there. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna watch a 3-hour version though, the 3-hour version, which is much better, by the way. If you haven't seen that version, then I recommend you watch it. It's a lot. It's an improvement on the original, that's for sure. Actually, before that, I forgot to mention, Batman's rogue gallery is ridiculously good. Like, all the villains he has, all the allies he has. Like, is there another hero out there who has as good a rogue gallery as him? Like, genuinely. Like, maybe Spider-Man, because he has the Sinister Six and there's a lot of cool Spider-Man villains, but still, like, the amount of iconic villains you can name from Batman alone is kind of mad. So I stand by my statement when I say BVS really wasn't that bad. A lot of people hated it, fans, critics, a lot of people hated it. There were those who loved it too, and those in the middle, sort of. I'm above the middle, shall we say. I liked it, I thought it was good actually. Gave it a 7 out of 10 on day one, and I thought it was good. But I'm not denying that there's definitely things wrong in it. There are things that are wrong with the movie, for sure. There's little things, nitpicky things, such as, like, why was Bruce floating with bats around him in the start of the movie? Or why was Bruce talking to a guy in his building to evacuate the building in Metropolis? The city was getting destroyed, so why did they need Bruce to tell them that? Why weren't they already evacuating? Like, what's the issue there? Then there's bigger problems like Lex Luthor. Like, for me, it wasn't a good casting. It just wasn't for me. Batman killing. Now, I'm open to Batman killing, but it takes away a lot from his character in some ways. I understand why he's killing. He's lost his way. He's lost faith, etc. Fine, I get it, but, you know, that's... Batman to lose his way and killing people for it is a movie in itself. I'm just saying. And like, I'll get onto that main issue afterwards as well. Then there's the Martha moment. You see, I understand the deeper meaning of that, realizing who he was. There's a deeper meaning to the Martha moment, but it could have been done so much better. Like, it made it feel like they stopped fighting and became friends when they're trying to kill each other just because Superman said his mum's name, who's also his mum's name. It's just, it sounded stupid to a lot of people, so it's not surprising really. But yeah, they could have done that ending so much better, because I felt the fight scenes were good. Like, genuinely, the fight scenes in this movie were really good. Like, Batman vs Superman, that fight scene was good up until the Martha moment. It was quick, but it was good. The warehouse scene was amazing. Like, that is the best Batman fight scene I have seen in a movie. Like, it was ridiculous. The only time I've seen better fighting than that from Batman is in the Arkham games. Like, it was actually very Arkham-like, the way he was fighting in a warehouse. And yes, he was killing people, but still, that was a damn good fight scene. Then the final fight scene full of CGI, I liked that as well. I enjoyed that fight scene, to be honest. Wonder Woman's entrance in that battle was crazy. Like, her theme song was just... It's one of the best theme songs ever. Like, it's an awesome theme song, and the way she arrived was just awesome in that final battle. But here comes the main issue. The main issue is they put too much in the movie. There's so many different plot lines in the movie. They could have made like a trilogy or even more out of this movie alone. Now, I'm not trying to say you can't put all that in one movie. You can. It's just that they could have saved some bits, you know? They put so much in the same movie. But the 3-hour version definitely explains more, definitely improves more, definitely papers over some of the cracks, that's for sure. There's still issues with it, the 3-hour version, but it's a lot better than the cinema version. And they should have released the 3-hour version in cinemas on day one. It probably would have done better. Maybe not, but it just explains so much more. So yeah, that's the thing. But I still don't think it's bad. I acknowledge that it has problems, but I can still like it because I really don't think it's a terrible movie. Some positive things about the movie: the Martha, his parents dying. His parents dying. We do not need to see it because we've seen it so many times in so many different franchises of Batman, animated, live action, games, whatever. We've seen his parents die so often. It's at this point everyone knows his parents die, so we don't have to see it. Having said that, I do appreciate Zack Snyder's directing of this version. I thought it was interesting in slow motion. I just felt like with the music it's very emotional, and so I didn't like it. I don't like seeing parents die, but you know, I liked the way it was filmed. Wonder Woman's entrance, as I mentioned already, and a theme song. The nightmare scene, underrated. Not when you talk about it, but that was a cool scene. That was like a look at what Injustice would look like potentially, because of the evil Superman and Darkseid taking over a post-apocalyptic world. It was a nice. It was a dark but a very good nightmare scene. The fight scenes that I mentioned, the warehouse scene, obviously, the Batmobile. I love it in this movie. My favorite version, actually. The Dark Knight trilogy version, actually, like, not that good to me. Like, it's a good military vehicle, but as a Batmobile, it doesn't look that cool compared to like the Keaton ones or just the Schumacher movie ones. Just in general, like, the Dark Knight trilogy is a great trilogy, but the Batmobile in that movie is one of the worst ones in a way. And it's just not terrible, but it's just like, but still, the BVS one for me is the best one. I just think it looks really cool. And Batman for me is the best part of this movie, for sure. Wonder Woman as well was great too, to be fair, but mainly Batman. He was the best part of this movie. And I know he was killing, but still, I still loved him, and I felt Ben Affleck played him really well. And then it just ruined him in Justice League. I don't know what they were thinking, but they ruined him, turned him into comedic acts, and I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know what they were thinking of Justice League. They messed that movie up so badly, like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, like, the real monstrosity is Justice League, not BVS. Justice League is what is as bad as what people think BVS is, in my opinion, if that even makes sense. And the training montage as well, the Batman training montage, that was pretty badass. He had a good soundtrack as well, some good theme songs in there. Just soundtrack in general, really, the emotional stuff, the fast-paced stuff. It was good in general. And all three of them had, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, all had good theme songs. All have it in this universe, obviously, or had it, as Affleck's gone now, but still. And yeah, that's gonna be it. That's just at least most of the positive things I can say about it. But yeah, I really don't think it's that bad. I think it's underrated in a way, because it's so low rated by critics, especially. It's madness. And when I saw that more critics liked Justice League than BVS, I was just like, you know what, I just don't believe you anymore. That's just ridiculous. How can, yeah, opinions are opinions, I guess. Opinions are opinions. But that is the end of the Batman movie marathon. Only 3 episodes, but you know, only so many movies. There are plenty of animated ones, like I've seen a few. There's plenty of animated Batman movies, but this was mainly about live action. So if I do animated movies, it'll be part of my movie list, the series I do. So just so you know. Also, there was another movie. I can't say things correctly at the moment. I don't know what's going on. There's another movie marathon coming next week. Not gonna say what it is, but it's coming. It's a short one as well, just like this one. It's a short one, but it is coming. Just so you know. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and see ya.